I was excited, not excited. When I heard the Chris Paul stuff where he threw a Halloween party or had a suite and this and that and people didn't show up, I really was excited to go on the pod and talk to you about that because I've been around NBA teams where there were a lot of different outings and players did different things. We did a Halloween party one year, you did this, that. So I know you have a lot of obviously personal experience where teams did these kinds of things. And it seemed like Chris Paul saw that the Clippers, their leader, Kawhi Leonard, was like a quiet guy out of the mix, not doing these team bonding things. So he tried to bring everyone together and it just wasn't really working out. Every team you've been on does those things, right?
Yeah, it's a part of building chemistry. Championship teams do that. So, it's important to show face. Even if you don't want to go, it's inconvenient. First off, he invited y'all to like a private suite at a Rams game. Like, come on, guys. You guys could have went to that. But it sounds on par. They said Brad Beal and only a couple other guys showed up. Like, it sounds about right. Kawhi ain't showing up. What I mean?
But, so that's a bigger picture, the bigger problem over the last few years. There isn't that culture.
There's zero culture there. He tried to set it and force it in his last year, and they didn't want it, and they didn't accept it, and they got him out of there. It's bottom line. And then it just rubs people the wrong way with his success and history there as a Clipper. It is what it is. The writing's on the wall. So, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Every team you've been on does these kinds of parties.
Of course. And it's important to go.
Yeah.
Even when a guy has a charity event, he's giving away presents to the unfortunate at a Target or I pull up to that. You do, because it's supporting your teammates, supporting a cause. Whether it's a function, a team dinner, and you don't got to go to all of them, but if Chris Paul's hosting something, you go. Guys, even if it's for a quarter or two and then you want to leave and go home, whatever. You don't got to stay the whole time. Just show face matters. Trust me, it mattered enough for them to remember it. Now, months and months later, that's a story. How's it a story? Because Chris brought it. Some but Chris or someone in his camp told, yeah, ain't nobody show up to his event. Ain't nobody show up to my event. That shit rubs people the wrong way.
Generally makes me feel bad if you throw a party and no one goes. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, it looks.
That's why I don't celebrate my birthday.
It's Chris. It's Chris Paul. You know what I mean? It's like, what? No one showed up to Chris's thing? So it's just it's strange to me, but it doesn't surprise me. There isn't a culture there. The Clippers, you talk about a team that you wouldn't want to, I don't know where they're going. The only reason I didn't name them, when you asked me a franchise, first off, I don't know if there is a franchise I wouldn't want to touch. If I would love to be a president of any team.
Of course.
But if I had to choose a team that I feel like is farthest from a reset, yeah, it's probably Sac or some of these teams that might not have their picks, Phoenix, who traded all their picks away or something like that. I don't know. Even though they're decent right now, they don't have a lot of picks or future for foreseeable hope. You know what I mean? And when you look at the landscape of the NBA, the only reason I didn't put the Clippers on there is because their owner is just so willing. Steve will do anything to win and pay anybody to win. But culturally, they have, I don't know where they're at this point. I hate saying this because I'm a beloved Clipper, and
they're hosting the All-Star game this year.
Yeah, I got nothing but love for them, but it's yeah, I don't like the way they handled the Chris situation. I don't like the way they've handled multiple situations. To be quite honest, I don't like to handle my situation. I made that pretty clear. I don't know if that's a Lawrence Frank, Ty Lue. Neither of them have gotten enough blame, in my opinion. I think Ty Lue's always blaming somebody else. Brother, you haven't done shit since you weren't coaching LeBron. It wasn't Ty Lue didn't get them over the hump, man. LeBron James got them over the hump. Draymond Green flailing and kicking someone in the nuts and being suspended got them over the hump. Ty Lue didn't win them a championship. No disrespect. Sorry. And I'm not saying Ty Lue's not a good coach, because he is. But he gets zero blame for whatever reason. He's been there forever. They haven't done shit. Lawrence Frank has run the team how he wants, and it's gone to where it's gone. And I don't know, man. I'm a little salty. And again, I'm not the biggest Chris fan. You know what I mean? I love Chris's game. I got respect for him. It's not like me and him are best friends, but I know what he's done for the franchise, and I just know what you do with a guy like that. Now, on the other end, if it's causing a lot, yeah, that's the way the business works, man. At some point, you got to be like, yo, you got to go. So at some of this, it's like, Chris, you've been around long enough. You know better now. So you're in year 20. You're not playing a lot, and you're starting stuff. Come on, fam.
Starting stuff or hosting parties no one went to? I don't know.
That's what starts it for a guy like him. Then after that, it's malicious.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm not saying he's competitive like that, bro. Like you have a couple parties, you wanted this, they're not giving it to you. Now you're stirring the pot a little bit. Then they got tired of it, and they're like, yo, get out of here. That's what I heard happen. That's what Ramon is reporting. That's what everyone's reporting. So it's not even enough for he say, she say. It's a matter of 7 people saying the same thing. It's unfortunate all around. And I think there was wrong on all. I think Chris probably was doing stuff he shouldn't have been doing. I know Chris. All right. I'll say that. Leave it at that. And obviously, we know where the Clippers up. So I think everybody made mistakes.
I have a Chris Paul potential destination for you if you want to hear it out.
I would love to.
I think Minnesota needs exactly like Minnesota's just kind of out there as like a team in the West that no one talks about. I think they need that. I think their guards like Mike Conley, a little bit older. Dillingham and Bones Highland are running around now.
So you don't think Chris?
I think Chris Paul would be real. I think he'd be good there. No, I'm not saying he'd play a lot there, but like I don't know. I just feel like they're super talented. Conference Finals 2 years in a row. I think a guard like him would be good just for like half season loan.
Yeah. I mean, especially right now, we're already damn near halfway through. At this point, throw him in there because
But you've been in that locker room in Minnesota. Would they be able to take on a guy like Chris, like his leadership?
I wouldn't bring him in for Minnesota, no. So I'm trying to be respectful.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I wouldn't. Not with Ann and
No.
not with.
They're better with a silent leader like Mike Conley.
Not with Finchy with Chris. It ain't gonna. I don't think he gets. I think he's done.
Yeah,
I think Chris is done because the way he is, and again, who he is has made him great. So I'm not saying like the way he is like it's a negative thing. It's just with where he's at in his career, it's too much weight for someone you're not going to play a lot. It's a lot. I'm no Chris Paul, guys. But even at the end of my career, I was known for being a polarizing locker room guy, someone who would voice his opinions, someone who would try to, if I saw something wrong, again, I'm a guy who grew up around the NBA. So I could go in a locker room like, this ain't right. I've seen what right is, and this ain't it. For a guy who's vet minimum in year 11 or going into year 12, teams are like, we're good. We'd rather have our vet minimum just sit there and shut up, not say anything. It's baggage.
Yeah. It's
just what it is. I made a thing about this the other day. As soon as your talent starts to dwindle, if you got bad habits as a pro, you will get discarded of in the NBA. For guys right now who are doing the wrong things, acting an asshole, but you're putting up 20 a game or 15 a game and you're hooping, you better change your ways. Because in 5 or 6 years from now, when you're not, they will remove you. They're just going to remove you. You have to change your ways if you want to last. DeAndre Jordan is not the same guy or player as he was when he was with the Clippers. He's a lot more to deal with, personality-wise, and I love DJ. That's my boy. But if DJ acted, and you can ask DJ, he'd admit it. If DJ acted the same way he acted when he was like a polarizing center in the NBA, a very good center, do you think he'd still be on the Nuggets? Do you think Jokic would put up that shit? No. But you know what DJ did? He evolved. He grew. It's what you have to do. Stars struggle the most with it because it's always been their way or the highway. It's like Iverson. He's like, I ain't coming off no bench. You're like in year 10, 12, fam. You got to come off the bench in Memphis. You're not out. You're not the answer anymore. It was hard for him. Remember, Melo laughed.
They labeled Melo for a couple of years. They really followed him.
And it took Melo forever to try to get back. And then he proved that he could do it. But he had to humble him. You have to like go through that time period. Melo would be a great person to talk about this with. Hey, yo, P, you heard them? They said they're going to bring me off the bench. Like, bro, it's part of it. You have to do it. It's part of it. Remember, Chris came off the bench with the Warriors for a little bit. Didn't work. They got him out of there, bro. I'm just telling you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to know how to evolve and like go with the times, man. That father time is undefeated. Wade did it. Wade went with Bulls, Cleveland, back to Miami, played some, didn't play some. He was cool. Then he just gracefully retired. You got to do it that way. DJ's a guy who's like a more vet role. He's with Denver. Now he's in New Orleans doing a great job with Fears and Queen. He's just down there just doing the right thing, still getting an NBA check. He's not in there like spazzing in the locker room, throwing shit. The DJ I knew, yelling at coach. And again, it's not a bad way, but like when you're that star and you're playing a lot of minutes and like things can, you just can't act the same way when you're not a star anymore. If you're not playing 30-something minutes, you have to change the way you act. Because then you're just baggage for no reason.
Yeah, it's like how do you if you're not playing, how do you affect winning?
How do you
Helping out
affect
the
winning?
People that are
DeMarcus
playing,
Cousins
being
was
there
the
for
same.
them.
DeMarcus Cousins with Denver was the same as it was with Sack. The problem is Sack DeMarcus didn't exist anymore. So the NBA was like, we're good. Now, and again, DeMarcus Cousins is actually like a great guy. He's a friend of mine. I with DeMarcus. It's just a little shit. It'll get you out the league. It got him out. We got me out. It's going to get Chris out. It's how it works. The NBA don't care. It's just a what have you done for me lately league. It's actually, it's not even lately. It's what can you do for me in the future league. They don't even give a if you had 40 last week. They want to know what are you going to do next week. Well, his upside's not there. All he cares about is upside. So it's like, Chris, it's like someone bringing him in to be the 12th guy or be a vet, but then he's in there telling now with this is the problem. Why the Clippers handle this so bad too, that now no team wants him. Because people are like, I don't want that shit. We're good over here. So it's scary. It's a high school. Or it's a middle school, whatever you want to call it. That kid's got chicken pox. We don't want him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you just get labeled something in the NBA, and then it's really hard to, like, reverse it. So, I don't know. I like to get my experience from knowing people. And I've gotten to know a lot of these guys, so I know they're all good guys. It's just more from a competitive standpoint, whether you're able to fit into a team's chemistry or not, and whether they want to deal with your ways. I don't know if someone picks up Chris. Regardless, who gives a shit? He played 20 years in the NBA. He's arguably a top 5 point guard in the history of the game. Just seal it, stamp it. You made your money. You're involved in all types of shit. Chris, go run something. Not go be that same competitive way and coaching or front office. I'm sure he'll be able to maneuver in one of those ways. He's a politician. He's smart. He knows the game. He's highly competitive. He seems like a right guy that could probably run a team or be a coach. So that's, I think, for me, his next chapter. And I think as soon as he accepts that and just moves with that, be better for him.